Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everybody. This is Dylan with Tucson Future Classics, and that is our 2019 Honda Clarity. The Honda Clarity is a pretty wild platform that Honda built in triplicate. You had the hydrogen fuel cell, the pure EV, and this one, the plug-in hybrid. This particular plug-in hybrid has got 95,000 miles on it. Came to us as a two-owner car out of the greater San Diego area, and still even has about 5,000 miles left on that 8-year, 100,000-mile Honda factory EV and hybrid powertrain warranty. Now, I've been interested in these cars for quite some time, but today is the first time I've really gotten to interact with one of them, and I am absolutely blown away. Honda knocked it out of the park. It is a larger car than you would expect. It is not Civic sized as I first thought. It is like Accord Plus sized. A ton of room inside, super comfy, and while some people consider the styling to be a bit polarizing, I love it. They must have snaked some engineers off of their aerospace program from the Honda Jet to do some of the aerodynamic tweaks and tricks to this car to make it as efficient as it is. Speaking of its efficiency, you get an EPA estimated 47 miles of all-electric range out of a 17 kilowatt-hour battery pack, 14 of which is usable, so it maintains a nice buffer. And then when you use that up, this thing is good to average 42 miles a gallon running on gas alone as a traditional hybrid. So full tank of gas, full tank of electricity, this thing will get you about 350 miles of range without stopping, because that gas tank, to help keep the fuel fresh since it runs predominantly on electric, is only 7 gallons. Now, some of the cool tricks with the efficiency on this, you've got those skirted fenders there to cut down on wind drag, and this little cutout here allows air to flow through and over the wheel, creating a little air curtain to reduce turbulence and make it even slipperier. That little trick back there is worth about like 8 to 12% aerodynamic drag. They even do something similar up front. These scoops down below funnel air around that wheel to keep everything moving nice and slippery. And so that really steep sloping back didn't affect your visibility. When we get inside, I'm going to show you, they split the back glass on the trunk, and there's a pass-through behind the back seats. So you can see straight out the back, even through the deck lid. Probably can't see it from up front, but we'll get to it inside. It's really interesting. But yeah, let's get in this thing. I'll get you up under the hood, show you that generator motor, get you in the trunk, in the car, and out for a rip. Here under the hood of our plug-in hybrid Honda. A lot of people are nervous about plug-in hybrids, but Honda did a very good job putting this together, and I'll explain it all to you real quick. Starting on the passenger side here, your windshield washer fluid reservoir is right there. This has a new Deca battery in it, or newer. So Deca is the manufacturer that makes most of the batteries for the OEMs. So when someone needed a replacement, they went straight to the source instead of just getting a relabeled one that says Honda on it. Dipstick is here, edge oil there. Down below, this is the coolant reservoir and expansion tank for that 1.5 liter gas generator motor in the middle. This is your inverter and hybrid drive unit right here. Brake fluid reservoir up here, coolant for the inverter unit there, and this is the air filter for that gas engine. Two cool things under here, the routing of air to come in is baffled and tucked down so it gets as cool of air as possible without disrupting airflow over the car, again for efficiency. And the eagle-eyed among you might notice there is no windshield washer hoses or nozzles on this hood. That's because Honda built them into the wiper blades to, again, reduce aerodynamic drag and keep this thing as slippery as possible. They really dotted all of their I's and crossed all of their T's on this one. Around here to the trunk of the Clarity. Now, this is a sedan, so it does have a formal trunk, but you have split glass down here and up here to maintain that really steep sloping rear profile. And if I open it up, that back glass on the top is directly connected to this pass-through glass, which you can see clearly from the rear view mirror all the way out the back, which is super clever and very, very cool. Also, this trunk is really big. I'm gonna have my editor and owner of the dealership, Brian, stitch in 2 quick photos with a massive cardboard box containing an entire door card for another one of our cars in this trunk, and it swallowed it right up. Now, as for this trunk comes with, you've got the Clarity little trunk protector here, which is nice, you know, sturdy plastic rubberized thing. Underneath here, now I've got my dealer plate, the Cali plate that was on the car, and the factory 110 charger for this. So plug it into any outlet, hook that into the car, and run with it. You also have fairly deep storage under here. Tuck that back up, tuck that back in. Boom, everything is out of sight, out of mind back here. You do also have the ability to drop the rear seats and open that pass-through all the way up. Driver's side, got your fuel door here. Again, runs on regular gas, 7-gallon tank to help it out when you run out of electricity. On the driver's fender is your charge port, standard J1772 plug. So this is level 1 and level 2 charging only. So like standard 110 or 240 volt home stuff. It doesn't fast charge, but you really don't have to worry about that with this. Plug it in overnight, and on either charge level, you're gonna leave the house with a full battery in the morning. Into the back seat of the Clarity. Now I'm gonna get in behind my own driver's seat, which is fully back and reclined for me shooting pictures before. And when I said this thing had a ton of room and I was very impressed by it, I was not kidding. That's all the way back, down, and reclined. I've got a ton of room, great headroom, acres of shoulder room, good room for my gut, and it's a really plush back here. So you've got child seat anchors on both sides, center armrest drops down, you got your cup holders there, seat back pockets, driver and a passenger with little cutouts here for tucking smartphones into. You get your own vents, a cigarette lighter outlet, and one more time, turning the camera around, I promise I'll stop talking about this eventually, but yeah, that's that pass-through I was telling you about. Really clever design, great utilization of space back here, and super comfortable place to be. I'm really impressed. Climbing into the driver's seat of the Clarity here. I just want to show you all something quick. I'm going to take this seat, driver's seats are manual on this one, and run it all the way forward to the front of its track. I still have knee and leg room up here, and if I take the seat and go all the way back, this has got like 2.5 feet of seat rail travel. The seat goes up and down as well as leaning, and the steering wheel tilts and telescopes. So again, super comfortable place to be, and you can dial this thing for basically any sized driver there is. Yeah, I'm just super impressed with the inside of this car, genuinely. Over here on the driver's door, power windows, power mirrors, power door locks. Under here, open your charge door. Forward collision warning and emergency braking can be turned on and off there. Traction control there, lane departure there. Your trunk and fuel door is there. Hood release is right down there. Now I'm going to turn the fan down a little bit so you can hear better. Here on the steering wheel, you have got your audio controls and your center screen controls right here. And this is your adaptive cruise control. Lane keep, following distance, you know, resume, cancel, set, all that usual stuff. These paddles behind the wheel help you dial in the regen. It's got automatic headlights, and on the end of this stalk is something pretty cool. This is a blind spot camera for the right-hand side. So if I push that in, it lights up the center screen with distance markers from that little camera under the right-hand mirror. Super clever stuff, and makes like parallel parking or merging really, really easy. On the driver's side, they didn't fit a camera here for probably complexity's sake and US regulations, but they did give you that line is actually a divider for a fisheye, a wide angle mirror to help cover your blind spots on the driver's side. Here in the center console, or here in the info display in your gauge cluster, if I hit this little guy, it opens up a bunch of menus. This one will show like vehicles around you, what the sensors are picking up, actual display of where power is moving, battery versus engine in real time. This is a fuel economy display. So on this trip meter, which is 3,600 or 3,100 miles, average gasoline fuel economy of 58.2, which is pretty darn good. This will show a graphical display of your miles per gallon over your past 3 trips. I mean, there's a ton of stuff in there. Combined ranges, so this is what I drive on mostly when I use this. It'll show your EV range in real time as it counts down, and your hybrid vehicle combined running range, and then the total at the bottom. You've got any maintenance reminders there may be when service is due. You've got your music, phone, if you got texts coming through, settings, just a ton of stuff available to dial in on that center screen. I'm gonna set that back to the real-time range display and move on with my demo in here. Over here on the center screen, it right now says unable to connect to smartphone because this has wired Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, which is the thing everybody really wants to know about. So if I go to source, I hit that, won't let me do it. If I go home and I go to smartphone connection, it'll prompt me because it's wired. Right down here is the info in port. So that's where you plug in for Android Auto, Apple CarPlay. Set your phone down there, keep it out of the sun, keep it from overheating. And you've got 2 power outlets under there as well. One for the passenger and one up front. Now, if you go back to the main menu, you've got Honda kept everything really, really simple on this. Just audio, phone, info settings. Honda Link is their own connected infotainment thing, where if you pay like a data subscription, you can get access to all of it. But underneath this is based on an Android tablet. So it has a bunch of other functionalities in there that if you're clever, you can access, which I think is pretty cool. Here's your climate control stuff. Honestly, with this being primarily an EV with a backup gas engine, put it in auto, dial in the temperature you want it to go to, synchronize it, and just let it do its thing. It will find the most efficient and quickest way to get the temperature to where you want it and hold it there. You do have heated seats, driver and passenger as well. Down here in the middle, your economy button, sport mode, and this toggles high voltage, or EV and hybrid vehicle operation. So if you hit this, you can kick it out of EV mode and have it run in hybrid vehicle mode if you want to save some of your electrons and run on more gas. This is your Prindle: park, push down, reverse, pull back, neutral, push down, drive, push in. They did that so unlike the rotary dials and stuff, it's really more difficult to accidentally put this thing in a gear you don't want doing it that way. Electric parking brake is here, and brake hold will just keep you from creeping forward at a light. I like what they do with the cup holders here as well. So it'll swallow a big old Yeti water bottle because it's got these little tabs. So if you got short cups, you drop them, everything sits up higher. Got something big or tall, flip that up, eats it right up. Very clever stuff from Honda. I would expect nothing less. Here in the center console, not much going on. Pretty deep, fairly spacious, and nicely padded up on top. These cloth and leatherette seats, the inserts, the cloth stays really, really cool even in direct sun, which I appreciate down here in the desert. And this wood trim, honestly, it's made from the finest plastic trees, but it looks really good and it hasn't weathered or faded much at all. Here in the glove box, it's a pretty big glove box. I'll take my detailing rags out of there because this also has an oven in the pictures. All the original Honda books that came with it, and tucked into the book there, you can just see the edge of it. That is the original window sticker for this car. So someone kept all the documentation, and that makes me feel good. I love to see that stuff. Let's drive. Coming down through the parking garage here, I have got the windows open so we can hear any noises this thing may make, but honestly, being a Honda and running in EV mode right now, I don't think it's going to make too much noise. But if it does, we'll find out together. Yeah, you hear the tires on the concrete. I'm going to hit the brakes hard. Nice and quiet. These things are just wonderfully dialed in. Again, I'm super impressed by this thing. But let's say you're going to back into a spot quick. Now you've got your cameras. If you want to really be clever with it, hit that blind spot camera there. Use that to line up, like if you're going to parallel park, you can use that to line up your back there. And then when you knock it into reverse, the regular backup camera kicks on. Got the predictive course lines that show your track, and the distance lines on that are pretty accurate as well. So as I'm coming back here, a little bit sloppy, but let's just say you're not doing the best job backing in like I am either. You've got a wide angle here. You've got the standard angle here. And if you really want to get nice and tight to something, this guy here will show you a top-down view so you can get it just on where you want to back up. Really good for backing nice and tight to a curb if you have to. While I'm sitting here waiting to get onto the interstate, I want to show you all, again, that camera, it doesn't just turn on by your pushing it. If you turn on your right blinker, it automatically comes on. And also, I'm going to put us into hybrid vehicle mode, get that gas motor to light off for us, and I'll put the power split up here. So when we go to get on the interstate, we're going to make this as loud as we possibly can for you all. There we go. It detected the full load in hybrid mode. Let's floor it. There we go. There's that Honda engine. When you need it, it will roar right to life. But the cool thing is, if I left it in EV mode, that motor wouldn't have kicked on at all until the battery was depleted. So you don't need to use it if you don't want to. And conversely, you don't need to use the battery if you don't have somewhere to charge it. It'll just be a really efficient hybrid with a big battery reserve. But now that we're up to speed here, I'm gonna try to make my way into some faster flowing traffic. But you know what? This is good enough. I'm gonna set that adaptive cruise here at 70, kick lane keep on. So now I've got the lines, the car in front of us locked in, and 71 miles an hour set. It's gonna slow us down to keep pace with the vehicle in front. Also, I'm gonna put us back into EV mode and make this nice and quiet and sneaky again. So just to give you an idea, as I change lanes and move over more and more, avoid that blown tire. But here we go. Left lane, I'm gonna set the cruise all the way up to 80 and just let the adaptive cruise and the electric motor work us up there. I'm not in that big of a hurry, so I'm not gonna floor it. But in eco mode, it's gonna keep building speed and it'll keep us locked into our lanes and accelerating all the way up till 80 until it catches the vehicle in front and slows us down to their cruising pace. But here you go. That is 80 miles an hour on some pretty broken up interstate asphalt and concrete. Like I said, these things are very comfortable inside. They did a great job with the noise, vibration, and harshness, keeping it quiet. And the aerodynamics on this thing keep wind noise to a minimum. They're nice and slippery. This is a shockingly good place to be. Honestly, I'm amazed Honda didn't bypass their own name brand for this and sell this thing as an Acura, given how refined it is inside. I'd like to apologize about one of the gauges I described before. This little one here shows your average fuel economy as it increases running on EV, and it shows how efficiently you're driving by how far out of or in that green efficiency circle the car is. And if you look, as I knock on higher levels of regen, it pulls it back as well. Pretty clever. Going over some really rough pavement. They're actually ripping up to begin doing some road work here. I want to show you kind of the worst case scenario for noise on your usual like urban or suburban commuting, like 35 to 45 mile an hour roads. Also, the more I play with this car, the more I just keep finding cool stuff. So check this out. If you put it in hybrid vehicle mode, that blue line will drop to show you the efficiency threshold where it will still only run the electric motor. If you go beyond that, the gas engine will kick on to help out. But if you keep it under that little blue line, it'll stay in EV mode as long as it possibly can. So even if you have a depleted battery, it has a little bit of reserve and it can kind of play within that area. One other nice thing with this, if you hold down here, that is for your lane keep, for your adaptive cruise control. You can change from standard cruise control mode to the adaptive cruise with like lane keep and following distance. Hold it again, and it goes back to regular, like fixed speed, analog, old school cruise control. Very, very cool system. And yeah, when you guys come to check this thing out, you'll be finding stuff too. Up at the end of one of my favorite little, mostly abandoned dead-end roads here in Tucson, we're going to do a quick 0 to 40 to 0 on this to show off that there is nothing hiding in the suspension or braking systems under full accelerative or decelerative load. First thing I'm going to do, sport mode on, hybrid vehicle mode on, so we get all the power. And we're going to kick traction control off to make this as performative as possible. 3, 2, 1, go. Engine spools up, electric motor kicks in, off we go. Full ABS right to a stop. Yeah, took off a little bit quicker than I thought. I overran 40, but there you go. Stops good, stops straight, no drama. Got back to the lot, and I want to show off quick. After 21 miles of driving, we're at half battery, and it estimates 16.3 miles still remaining. And that's with 80-mile-an-hour highway blasts, all those acceleration runs. So really good long legs on the battery on this car. There you have it. Back at our lot and appropriately parked in front of the rest of our plug-in hybrids and EVs to wrap everything up on this 2019 Honda Clarity. Now, these Clarities are uncommon cars, but they are uncommonly good. This is still, 7 years later, one of the most efficient and longest-legged plug-in hybrids you can get, only being beaten when new by the smaller second-generation Chevy Volt and the new for like 2023 Prius Prime. So this really is a very efficient plug-in hybrid that you don't have to sacrifice comfort and size to get that efficiency. Now, to check this thing out for yourself, see what I'm nerding out over, and get a feel for the car, follow the link in the description below, or call or text the phone number that is about to be on screen to set up an appointment. And I know you're going to be impressed with this thing when you do. As always, I've been Dylan. We'll see you soon.